Ah, here we go. Excellent. Seems to be working. All systems operational. Green lights. Let's see if we can't improve some old code in Godot. It's been a while since I've done any tutorials of value, I'd say. And one of the most popular ones seems to be the rigid body 2D, kinematic body 2D, and those kind of tutorials. So I'm going to take a look at the rigid body 2D source code and see how we can improve it now with Godot 3.3x. I don't know. It's been a while. Let's see. So let me see if I can first copy the original source code files from this. I did have the not there. Where was it? Let me search Ivan Scodia. There it is. The last search. Because I believe I have the source codes directly in here. There it is. In a Google Drive. That's great. Let's improve that as well if you can't. Download this. Download. Thank you. Scanning for viruses. That's good. Do I need resources? I don't know. Even done that as well. Let's see what I can find out from this. Folder, open folder. Oh my god, it's a mess. Should delete everything I have. Let's see. Play control rigid body 2D. Let's open it, extract, and see what we can find in here. There has to be something interesting in here from Godot 2.2 area. Let's see. Now, I will probably have issues opening this project, so let's just create a new Godot project. What is this? This is Castle Balloon Bear. Okay, let's not do this today. I'm going to go back to I want to go back to this as well at some point, but not today. Today is not the day. Today is a day to just chill a little bit, to just get back into it, because I keep flip-flopping between, you know, working on it, not working on it, working on it, not working on it, and that's mostly due because I get tired from work, and that sucks. Not the work, but that I get tired from it as a result of me doing the work I do enjoy as a consultant slash developer slash programmer slash backend, frontend, whatever, everything, DevOps. I mean, what don't I do? I don't do UX, I guess. That's what I don't do. Yeah. At least stuff at work. Let's see. I need to create a new project, so I need to find project list. Close. Where's the close? Closing? No. Yeah. Project. There it is. Create the project list. That's the one I want. Let's see. Let's create a new project. Let's name this the rigid body 2D. That's a great name, I think. It's not empty though. Let's create a new folder, I guess. I should probably find a place to put this. Let me create a folder, Godot Engine. Let's create another folder. Actually, yeah, create this folder. Here we go. Create and edit. And then I'm gonna have to get all of this junk into this project so we can take a look at it. Well, except the project stuff. This is our project. This is the old one. We have a player with characters, scripts, scene, image. We have tile sets, which is just for the background, so you have something to look at. Character script, engine, CFG. We don't need that, I hope. Yeah, we can copy these. These should be enough. So now it should reflect the change in the project. Let's see, what do we have here? How does it gradually? I miss this guy. Good old times. How many years ago? 4 years now? I don't know. Time flies. I think I was in college when I started doing this tutorial. And let's see what we have learned since that time. Oh my god. Already I can see glaring things with this code that I don't like. Hold on, let me swap some screens around here. Let me get this on this side. And then mute this one. Make sure I have access to everything I need access to. Where's the thing I need? Where's the thing? Page. This one? Ah, there it is. There it is, I found it. Okay, back to business. What do we have here? We have a character script. Where's the main scene though? Can I open it? I can. Good, very good. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this beautiful palace that we have here. It doesn't seem to be right at all. Oh my god, what happened? Oh my god, retro MMO! What's going on? I'm being invaded to my so interesting Godot Engine recoding of old code stream today for an hour or two. Oh my god, what's happening? I hope your stream was going well, at least until you raided me. I appreciate that. Oh my god. I'm from YouTube. Yes, I am from YouTube. I also have Twitch. And I'm streaming on both platforms right now. So if you are coming to Twitch, you'll probably get, you know, better communication. Because YouTube isn't that great, I think, with streaming. But I'm there. You know, I do it because why not? I can, so I do. So right now I'm trying to fix an old project. Because I made a tutorial a long time ago of Rigid Body 2D. But since that time, a lot has changed, including myself. So now when I look at this horrible code, which isn't that horrible, but it's just not... it's not what I would do anymore. We have... Well, first of all, we have comments everywhere, which just makes it twice as long to read this. And some comments are just stupid. Look at this. Final force. Commented above the variable final force. I mean, who would have thought? I wish I could like right click and see like a blame log from when I did this. Oh yeah. No, I was dropping I was lurking your stream Retro MMO. In fact, I am still in the stream right now unless you kicked me out, and now I'm not there anymore. So now I'm watching my own stream to your stream. Oh my god. Inception. Gotta suck those points up. So, looking at our code, how can we improve this? So Godot 3.3 will be proud of this code. Honestly, I have no idea. I haven't planned this. This is just a casual stream. So let's see. First of all, let's get rid of this nonsense here. We don't want comments when we don't need it. We're not moving when you're not changing the direction. No, really? Okay, but I mean, this in a way this is a contextual comment, which is not too bad. It has merits, but I don't want it for now. Let's just move it to the side, and we'll see if we can't show it away and rewrite the code in such a way that it becomes apparent. Apply force on character. Well, the character is this script. This script is the character. This is the code of the character. So we don't need this. We don't need that comment. We're applying force. Yeah. There was a state though. The state is a bit strange name for integrate forces, I think. At least that's what I think. What's the official variable name for this integrate forces? It has to be something. Oh my god, it's actually a state. But the state is a shortened variable name that derives from physics direct body state. And that is way more descriptive than state. Like, state can be anything. It can be, you know, a place in a country. It can be a, you know, this condition state, like, you know, direction, whatever. Let's see if I can fix this here. Physics direct body state. I know it's long, but now at least I'll have a better idea what it is. Now, frankly, I still don't think this is good enough. You know, how about this? Body state. That's a little better. A little bit better, but not going all the way to the extreme end, so I can appreciate that as well. So we have applying force on the body. We are then going to use the body state now instead of the body, or rather the state, which was the previous name. Make sure to update that everywhere. There we go. Force. Really? You're adding the force right there? I don't like it. The comments. It makes my skin crawl. But the good thing about doing this is now I can review my old code, which I'm very judgmental about. So that's gonna work out well. Final force. So what are we doing here? This line of code. I have to read this to figure out what's going on. And even if we have this get movement velocity, okay, fine. So I'm getting movement velocity. Why am I writing a comment instead of just get movement velocity or something like that? You know, just calculate movement velocity. How about this? And I probably need some variables in there, but let's first just get a method out of this. so we can't see if we can't make it more readable. Movement, velocity. Okay, so what are we doing? We need the body state, because that's something we are getting into the integrate forces functions. Let's just send it in there for now. Okay, what else? We don't need this one because this is a part of the class, the node itself, because it's on a higher level of existence. Hello, Mr. Just the Reborn. Welcome. In fact, welcome to everyone that's watching right now. And then we multiply acceleration, the direction of force with acceleration. That's how you do the calculation. But where is acceleration from? It's a constant. Now this is a constant. How do we write constants in Godot? Now my instincts is telling me to do acceleration with, you know, capital, and maybe even adding a const, so it's more explicit. Like this is not going to change unless you change it in code, and that way we will know immediately that this is a, I still want to say class level variable, but a node level variable. Is that the correct way to put it? Maybe. Do you know Twitch has a new category? It has? Really? What's the name? What's the name of the category? I will write it down in Notepad right there. Right there. What's the name? Tell me, please. I need to know. New category name is placeholder. Log info. What's the name? I need to know. I'll put it here. Get moving force. Yes, we don't need this comment anymore. It's redundant. Away you go. But we still have directional force, which is, it's not a concept, but it's a part of the node. I would like to see if I can change this. This spread things around. Now, it's in small classes, small nodes, whatever. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is easier to read when everything is kind of has a flow to it, instead of we jumping into a method. In the method, we're getting something else from somewhere else that is in the same place, but you kind of have to look for it. Software and game development. Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna write that down right away. So I'm not gonna forget this. I don't know if I can change it now, but I'm not gonna bother right now. But I will do it next time. What category am I in anyway? I don't know. It's been a while, so let's change it. So, okay, let's go back to it. Let's return into our zone. Next comment. Prepare ourselves from exceeding top speeds. Prepare ourselves. Why did I say prepare ourselves? Prevent ourselves from exceeding top speeds. This entire thing here is to prevent ourselves from exceeding top speeds. Now, how about down there? This is prevent jumping too fast. Prevent falling too fast. So this is, all of this has to do with jumping. This has to do with, I assume, horizontal movement. I assume. So, how can we redo this? Final force is a part of this function. Top move speed is a constant, apparently, which we didn't write out very well. So let's change that to a constant as well. Change it to upper capital. Top move speed? I don't like move. I like movement, maybe. Okay. Top move speed. Change. There we go. And we still have top jump speed. Let's change that over here. Top jump speed, also 400 for whatever reason. I don't know. That's just the way it is. But it's not going to change, so it's a constant. Now, we still haven't done any code changes. All of this is just for clarity. So we know we have one constant and we have one variable which is local to the function integrate forces, which we need to manipulate, which means we could either create another function like this and send in final force, or we can do something else entirely. But let's keep it simple for now. Let's just create a function. Now, what should we name this? We could use clamp. So why am I using this now? This we can replace. Let's see, how did I use clamp? Clamp is a new, well, I don't want to say new, but it's something we can use to restrict values from one range to another. Now, is it from and included, or is it from but not included, and to something, I don't know. I'm assuming it's from and included and up to but not included. That's usually the standard in these kind of stuff. Hello Slacks, welcome. Long time no see. I missed everyone, really. I'm just a bit tired, you know, and then time flies suddenly. A few days, suddenly goes a week, then suddenly a week, it goes a month. It's crazy. Time flies. But I'm working on changing it. I have plans. But I need to take one step at a time, and I need to prepare myself, because it's any plans I have are big, and those big plans have consequences. I need to make sure to limit risk. They're gonna be risk involved, but I need to limit them, do my best, you know. But I'll get back to that sometime in the future, maybe in a month, maybe in 3 months, maybe half a year, I don't know. Takes time. Okay, so we have a clamp. I assume this is the value we're sending in, so value input from 2. Oh my god! Thank you for following, Isaac. Isaac? Let's see, let's go back to clamp here. Now, one thing I'm noticing right now, because as a developer, I evolve over time. I mean, hopefully most developers do evolve over time, and I mean, you know, codely, developerly evolving. And what I'm missing in Godot is tests, being able to verify that things work as expected. For example, I made this function here, calculate movement velocity. This little thing. I have no way to know if this works unless, except besides using my brain power and like shooting brain waves at it and sucking it back through the eyes and figuring out if it works in my head, you know. Shortly put, thinking about it. I would like to be able to write a test. You know, test, you know, input data, direction of force equals this, acceleration equals this. Okay, I run this function with this state, and I expect this to happen. Like in a test, write down input and expect the output and have it run as a test. That's what I want. And we may get back to that at some point, because that's something it's important, because you can write code faster by being good at writing tests. It may seem counterintuitive for, you know, people that are less experienced in tests, and I'm not saying I'm very experienced with tests either, but this is based on personal experience doing unit tests, test-driven development and whatnot. So enough rambling from me. Let's go back to our clamp here. I need to clamp this final force X. So let's see if we can't run clamp. And the value we're clamping is its own value. So I'm just gonna send that in there. And we have a range from apparently, well, that's actually a bit difficult to understand here. Hold on. X has to, if it's greater than this, then restricted. Okay, so this is the top speed. Then I would assume this is the minimum speed. If it's less than that, then yeah, this is less. So from and to. And we may improve this even further later on. We'll see. Let me copy this. We're gonna do the same for this. Final force y equals clamp. Final force y. And we have the same range, except we're using a different constant. And some may think at this point that we have, you know, we have something that kind of looks like duplicate code at this point. You know, we have constants here, we have x and y. These two lines look similar, but and this is some, you know, something you have to learn by doing and figuring out by yourself, basically. But I've learned over time that there are certain things you shouldn't extract out and reuse, and I learned that the hard way in many ways. You know, because the first priority, above all else, is not to remove duplicate code, but it's to enhance readability in the code so you can understand it. Whether it's good or bad written code, meaning whether it works or not, it doesn't matter as long as you can read and understand it so you can change it and improve it. You know? I keep monologuing. Okay. So hopefully that's gonna work. And at lastly, we apply force. We do the thing we need to do. We need to, bam, apply. This is kind of a poor Poor name, poor function name. I wonder if there's something else we can use. I have good opinions. I need to write that down. Pen. Here, I'll get my pen next time. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I would love unit testing in this Godot Engine unit testing. Let me see. What can I find here? Unit testing, Godot Engine latest. Ooh, wait, is it documentation? Godot Engine allows to write unit tests directly in C++. This is engine test. This is not. Yeah, this is for development of the engine itself. Well, it's good to have unit tests there. That's good. That's good. But that's not what we need. I could make my own framework for this. A small. I say framework, and when I say framework, it sounds big, but it can be small. It can be a singleton that runs every time you start up the game. That runs through the test code, which you will have to write yourself. That could be an interesting project, actually. There may be something. Hold on. Surely I'm not the first one that needs unit tests. Oh, there we go. Here we go. I'm a little concerned about the username, but besides that, this is promising. Now, which one is the most popular? I guess I could test all of them. Okay, that's good. I will get back to that. I'm not going to include any dependencies in this project because this is a tutorial. But I'm going to get back to this unit testing and look at that because that is very important. Jeez. Okay, let's go back to our character. I keep delaying the inevitable. Okay, so this is applying the force. We're setting the linear velocity final force. Now, why are we calling this the final force? It doesn't tell us anything unless it runs only one time throughout the game code. But this runs all the time. It's not final at all. It just keeps remaking the final force. So it's like the Final Fantasy. It never ends. So the final force. So FF. So let's name this force directional force. You know, that's not too bad. It's a bit more. Oh wait, I already have that. Shit. Okay, let's just name this force for now. Let's remove final from the force, so the force will be with us. That seems to be it. This function written by the character. That's also something I would like to improve on, because currently in Godot we don't have interfaces. We don't have contracts from one class to another, or node, I guess, or script. It would be nice to have some integrated way to do this, some sort of interface function or something. I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe there will be in the future. Let's see, Godot Engine. I'm opening another one. That's so I can open the documentation community. Where is it? It should be here somewhere. Learn. Ah, there it is. Okay, how about this? How about interface? Do we have something-ish? Doesn't look like it. That's fine. We'll go back to it. We will look another day. Let me move this down though, because this is something we don't care about. Okay, so every time we start this, we are resetting the directional force. And then we have a force, so this is a little confusing. What exactly is directional force here? We are using this directional force... Where? Where are we using this? There. Direction. This is really strange. This code doesn't make sense to me. Okay, how about player? Ah, here we go. Character GD is apparently a superclass of player. And here's another opinion I can voice out. Inheritance suck. It's the worst things about object-oriented programming there is. I'm not saying it can't be good. I mean, it's convenient, sure. But it's not good. It makes the code more abstract. And in the old times, you may think abstract is good, because that means you can reuse code, blah, blah, blah. But now, like I said, the focus is not abstraction. The focus is not to write smart code. It's the right code you can understand. And inheritance It's not the way to go there if you want to understand the code. For example, when you work with... Oh my god, I keep monologuing. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for my rambling. I'm only 33 years old. Not 60 yet. Oh my god, look at the comments. Actually, don't look at this. Censor this. Starting. So in the ready function, you are starting. Very good. Thank you, me. Future past me. And apparently I've categorized these variables. Grounded, rounded, pause. We don't need that either. Useless. Jumping. How about this? This is a little better because this is a group of variables that has something to do with jumping, but we can still improve that. But we'll get back to that. I'm not going to touch too much just yet. We still have problems with it, and that's because this is a constant. That's the original reason I probably didn't make it into a constant. That's because we keep changing it from the player character. But I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want to have to change it. Another solution we can do is, instead of the character script, the superclass owning this can be something the player, I want to say injects, but something the player runs through a function instead. So instead of, for example, this one, if we were to create a function, you know, get directional force, and this can be empty, or you can have a default value. I don't know, something 0 or direction 0. That can be a default value. And when we want to use this, when you want to get the directional force, you could do this, I believe. No, wait, sorry. My bad. I'm silly right now. Directional force. There we go. Because this is the variable. So something we want to get the variable. We want to access the variable so we can then set it and change it and manipulate it and do whatever we want. Shit, this doesn't work. This doesn't work in this code. Crap. Okay, that's a flaw of Godot. I just realized now. I haven't needed to do this before, because this would usually return a variable, right? So we have the directional force. But in Godot, we don't send reference here, do we? We just send a copy, I think. How about this? Reset directional force. Get new function. How can we do this? I don't know. We'll get back to this. I have no idea. I'm improvising here, so let's undo that, because that's not gonna work in Godot, as far as I know. Let's go back. Let's 10,000, 200, 400. Let's copy this. And this is why I wish I had tests, because then I could just make sure everything works from the get-go. Let me copy these values actually. Why are these default values not the same anyway? 1,000, 200, 400. There we go. Then I can remove this. We don't need this. We don't need the ready function at all. Apply force has a comment. Apply force. Great. And here we have things we can improve. These can all be variables, functions rather. You know, move left. If pressed, move left. If right, move right. Or we can change it in such a way that we don't need to know this. You know, if move left, you know. Or better yet, we can handle input or something like that. I don't know. And that's what we're doing. We're handling the input of the user. Okay, what else? And this works the way it is. That's fine. Here we are doing jumping check. This is also a part of the input. So let's move all of this in here. And we're gonna keep refactoring until this makes sense somehow. Really? While we are on the ground? If grounded. Another great comment. Okay, can I jump? If I'm grounded, I can jump. And then reset to jump down. Now this code is fine, but it shouldn't be here. It should be... No, what can we name this? Handle ground, handle floor, if on floor, if something, I don't know. Jumping, I don't know. Check jumping. You know what, let's just keep using handle for now, until we can find a better name. And finding a better name is the most difficult job as a developer, in my opinion. And one of the most important ones. Because now this has all to do with input. This is all to do with jumping. This may change later to state changes, state checking, something. But for now, maybe this is fine. Let's see, what's wrong here? We need state in the input, apparently. So let's send that in there. So it has a reference to that. There we go. Move right. Okay, let's remove this. Let's remove the comments for a little bit. Hide the junk. So now in our apply force part, we are handling input, we handle jumping. That's everything we're doing. And if you need to know how, you jump into it. Okay, how do I do it? Okay, I check if input is left. Then you go left, right, select, blah, 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 so on. Let's see, enter ground. Let's see, how did I do this in the old times? Can I even get this project to run? I should probably have done that to begin with, shouldn't I? Probably should have done that. That's an error on my part. That's something I would retrospectively, you know, criticize myself. Hey, you should have run the project, make it work before you change something. And that's true. You should do that. Oh. Well, it runs, but the tile map is not working at all. Let's see. We have our world. What's wrong with the world? The tile size is not correct. We need to reduce the tile cell size. I believe 32 by 32. Ah, there we go. So the question is, does the collision work on this? I don't know. I missed. Can I move myself a little bit so I can, you know, not miss? Ah, there we go. Now I cannot move. Why? I don't know. But I cannot move. So it runs, that's a good sign. Let's take a look at the player and figure out why we can't move. Apparently the player doesn't have a script on it. So let's see if we can add the player script. And see if it works. Inval index X on nil. On integrate forces. Force X. Did I change something too much here? What did I change? Vector 2, that's fine. Oh, I see. Hold on. But wait a moment. Why am I setting force to this? What the hell? Why am I setting force to this? Huh. I'm setting the body state. Am I? What the hell am I doing here? What? I'm not returning force. Return. Let's try again. Ah, here we go. Can I move? I can move! Yes! Can I jump? No. What do I press to jump anyway? What do I press to jump? Let's see. I press UI select. What's UI select? Is that enter or something? Not there. Where was it? Not editor. Project. Input map. UI accept. UI select space, right? UI select, it should be space. So are we not jumping? It's because ground isn't working? I don't know. Let's see, what can we do? This works, this doesn't work, because something here is not correct. Handle input. We know this works, this runs. This part is questionable. Let's see, handle jumping. If grounded. By default, ground is false. When are we grounded? On check. On the ground, check body, enter. Oh my god. Yeah, this, there's a lot of improvement to be done here. Let's see here. Rigid body 2D. I believe there is some floor stuff. Maybe. Maybe not? Let's do a quick search. Godot Engine. Engine, rigid body 2D. Floor check. Maybe there's something we can use. Something smart. Something clever. Let's see. How about a bunch of really short raycast? Yeah, we can use that too. Interesting. Okay, there doesn't seem to be a built-in way to do this yet. Ah, look! My guide. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be anything built in just yet. Hello, Bluepin Studios, welcome. My life is okay right now. I'm a bit tired from work and such. Even though I enjoy work, I'm just tired, so that's why I haven't done streams much. I want to do this more because I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy being productive. I really enjoy being productive. So when I have energy to get this started, you know, crank myself out, do the stream, then everything's good. So right now we're gonna fix this. Let's see, how did I do this? I have a ground check. Where is that? Apparently the ground check is in the middle of my character here. So let's see if we can move that down a little bit. It should be enough, hopefully. Now the question is, do we have a signal? I don't think we do. On ground check, body enter. So this is a body enter check. So let's see, body enter, there it is. Let's rename that to the same, apparently. There it is. Let's try it again, see if it works. Yay! Woohoo! It works! Beautiful! Look at this game. I should probably animate this at some point. I like this character. I had a idea at some point, but I didn't get to it. I wanted to make a simple platformer series based on my own. I'm just interested in figuring out how this works from A to B. But that's neither here nor there right now. Let's remove the comments. Let's remove. Look at this. Why did I write this comment? These comments are development notes. These are comments I write as I code, so I remember what to do. But when it's done, you should remove it, you should delete it, you should kill the comment without mercy. I should get a t-shirt with that statement. If we are solid ground. Okay, remove that. Remove. Go. If the ground has a solid, then we are grounded. And this is exit ground, apparently, but I don't think I didn't add that, did I? But it's working somehow. Why is it working? Hold on. Ah, that's why, because I can fly. I can fly. Yes. Comments are noise words. And the reason they're noise words is because they tell you what the code already tells you. And if you cannot understand the code you've written, that means you should refactor it. You should change it in such a way so you can understand it. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not saying all comments are bad. Comments are great. Like, this is a great comment. I would have no idea that this was in seconds if this wasn't there. However, we can also just do this. Or in sec. That removes the need for this comment all throughout the code. Even better, this wherever you read this variable name, you would know this would be in seconds immediately, because you wouldn't have to need to go up and look at this comment. I'm gonna leave that like this for now, but you know. If it works, don't fix it. Now that's fighting words. No, I understand. I in a way I agree, but in practice I don't. What I mean is, of course, if it works, and if you can understand the code, then you're done. You can always improve code and never finish improving code. It's like designing up front. That's stupid, because you shouldn't do a design up front and then do the job. You should do it in cycles, both of them at the same time, pretty much. So you can keep changing, keep improving, because design change, code change, everything change. There's no A to B. Oh yeah, refactoring is really good training too. And it forces you to think a little bit, like what makes the code difficult to understand? First of all, a reason this may be difficult to understand if you don't understand Godot, in which case you would have no idea what is this input, is action pressed. I mean, actually, you may understand that if you have ideas of your own. You may understand that if an action is pressed, okay, is the action a, keyboard key? I don't know, maybe. And UI left, well, that sounds like a keyboard key, so maybe it's a keyboard key. Then you do this. Now, you may or may not understand that this will set the direction you're walking to left. I mean, you may do, you may don't, I don't know. Frankly, this is fine, this is good enough. I wouldn't change this. This is understandable within, 2 seconds, 1 second maybe less. This, however, is a bit more complex. I have no idea what this does without looking at the code. Okay, if I'm pressing US select, which may or may not be a jump button, I don't know. And jump time is less than top jump time. And can jump, for some reason, is true. Now, what's can jump? It's a boolean on top. You know, that reminds me. Was it boolean or boolean in Godot? Is this right? It's bool, right? Yeah, there we go. Static programming is great because it helps you a lot when you are. Let's see. But refactoring is not something you should do separately. It's not something you do after the fact. Like when you code, you should refactor pretty much in cycles. Like you do the code, you run the code, does it work? Okay, refactor a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Enough that the code you just wrote it makes sense. And then you keep doing it in iteration, okay? Make the code, you know, write tests if you do test-driven development. Write the code to make it go green, refactor, write the test, make the code to go green, refactor, so on and so on. It shouldn't be like 1, right, design, 2, write code, 3, refactor code. Oh, but there's no time. Fuck refactoring. Just write the code. Let's not refactor. Screw it. And then ship the code. Then you're missing something. You're missing an important part. And that part is what makes your code maintainable, readable, understandable, and better yet, it allows you to write code faster than if you didn't do it. So it's kind of anti... Not refactoring, kind of fight. It's like fighting against yourself. Like, punching yourself. Albeit slowly, over time. This is not a bool, this is an integer. I think. Is it? No, wait. It does not seem to be an integer. State seems to be a float, I think. Yeah, no, it's nothing wrong by doing little refactoring. If you can do a little bit of refactoring, make your code a little bit better than when you left it, then your code's gonna get better over time. And I agree. That's something that's a trap I have gone into myself, and that's to do too much refactoring. I have experienced that and learned from that. You know, for good or worse. It's definitely a balance thing, you know. But it's not something you should exclude and think as, you know, you should avoid, because then it may break the code. If you think you will break the code by making changes, that means you probably should have tests to cover that change to begin with. Yes, thank you, Rakis. Someone just told me. I wrote it down here. So because if you have a category name, software and game development, you log info, new category names out there. I have noted it down so I don't forget. In Java 14, because we have variable down. Maybe it's better to just string anyway. That's a bit small. I apologize, by the way. I realized it's maybe a bit too small. By the way, let me know if this is too small as well, and I will improve it by enhancing it, CSI Miami style. Refactoring notepad comments. Yes, see, it's important. Refactoring is important. It tells you things. It tells you what the code does. No. It's not out of control. It's in control. Coding is like a discipline, like martial arts, you know? Speaking of disciplines, what coding lacks is principles, I think. Right now, coding is like Wild West. Use whatever framework. Use whatever code you want. There's no rules on how you write it. Just make it work. You know, there's no rules. There's no principles. What is principles? Is that the right word? For example, like professions, like you know, doctor. They wash their hands before every operation. They will do that no matter what. If the manager or the owner of the hospital tells the doctor not to wash their hands, the doctor's gonna tell him to fuck off and still do it, because it's a discipline. It's the way he works. It's for safety. Because he knows way better than the boss of the hospital. He knows how his job is done safely, securely, efficiently, and so on and so on. The boss has nothing on him, you know. The same applies for coding. Now the problem is we don't have any formal rules in coding, except make it work, ship it. Let's see. Can jump false. Prevent the player from jumping more than once in the air. But is it though? I believe I can fly. Okay, so that's not working because we haven't added the exit, the bodied exit. Let's see, exit, there it is. On ground check body exit is not running right now. Let's add that to our little node. There we go. Connect. Oh, you will never finish anything when you work with development. Even if it ships, it works now by the way. Even if it ships product, it's not done. It's not done. A user's gonna find bugs. You're gonna find bugs. The server's gonna go down. It's gonna crash. Something happens that you'll have to make changes. Maybe you're moving from physical hardware servers to the cloud. Guess what? You'll have to make changes. You'll have to perhaps dockerize it. Maybe, I don't know. Your job will never end. There are focuses though. There may be a project that is a focus and new, you know, and is not done. That's true. But there will always be maintenance of those projects, of those games, of those software, whatever. It's never ending. And if it does end in anyone's mind, in that company is doomed. But it's like you say, when it's good enough, ship it. But that good enough should be, you know, you should still have principles and discipline to not take shortcuts and codes and avoid refactoring and whatnot. Boing, boing. This is fun. I would like some animation, but let's stick with the rigid body for now and see if we can improve this. Right now, I don't... Do we have acceleration or is this a constant vector? I think it's a constant. Let's see if I can't log something here. Let me add something to the scene. Let's add a control node. Let's add a... Let's make sure to stretch this all the way to the edges. No, not 1. 0. Anchor to the end. This is a control node, right? Control? Shouldn't this... Shouldn't... What the hell? I'm confused. Shouldn't this cover the screen? Let me... container. Let's see what happens if I do this one. What the hell? Have it changed since last time? I thought I could anchor this to the end. Oh! Because this is... Oh, I see. Yeah, we don't have a camera on the world. The camera is currently on the player. Isn't it? Yeah, there it is. You know what? Let's... we can use debug there too. Copy. And paste. That's a great feature Godot has implemented, by the way. Copy paste of nodes. That's great. You know, I love it. By the way, I love talking about this kind of code shit, so please continue if you disagree or agree, whatever. I don't mind talking about this. And if you can make me change my mind, I welcome that as well. Let's see here. Okay, so this is a debug container. Let's just add a little floaty thing above my head or something. Or maybe in the top. Maybe in the top right. Yeah, why not? Let's add a top right container here. Anchor point should not be there. Let's just add it to the top left rather. Is this working? I don't think it's working. Maybe I can add a canvas layer. Maybe that's what I need. I wrote this. This is not a very good project, to be honest. Because this is what I'm saying. Refactoring. Refactoring Godot is also changing node, moving things, making sure it's more changeable. Right now, it's not very changeable. It's actually a pain right now. What I would like to do is, I would like to make sure that we have a UI, a UI in the top that shows a label in the top left. I mean, that's it. That's all I want. Label. But the camera is owned by the player right now. I'm not sure how this is gonna work. No, it's gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna work. Yeah, it works. There's the label. Okay, so this is gonna be the speed. Yeah. Can I, You know what? Let me just change this one instead. Player. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Do I want to use a canvas thing? That reminds me. I should change the typing, the capital letters, and use Godot conventions. In Godot, it is conventional to use a capital M. Pascal case, I think it's called. Is that right? I don't know. Let's see, we have a player. The data I need is the player velocity. The player velocity is set in the get liner velocity. So if I can just get a reference to the player from here, that's fine. It's just add a descriptor. Get the point. This is just a helper node to help me figure out how I want to change this player and how we can improve it. I would like to be able to toggle acceleration. You know, when you start moving, you accelerate up to your speed and toggle between going directly. You know, because maybe you want a responsive game, in which case you wouldn't want acceleration in that way. Okay, so I want to get a. I have a reference to the players. That's good. Actually, I don't need that reference there. Anyway. What was that? Physical process. That's the name. It's been a little while since I coded. A little bit rusty. I love making excuses for myself. Speed. It's gonna be set to. Is that right? Let's test it out. No, that's not right. Label. Maybe it's text. Could probably text, isn't it? Yes, it is label, so text makes sense. Yay, it works. Okay. Now the reason. Look at this. Oh, interesting. Oh, it does suggest for me. Cool. Never mind. Let's set that to speed, and then and some variable. Was it plus in this? Yeah, it's plus. I keep jumping between languages. Sometimes it's unclear what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to use a plus to put them together. Let's see, what data do I want? I want the rigid body 2D. Liner velocity, that's what I want. It's gonna be yeah. Because we have to go up one step. How do we do that? Is it like this? You know what? Let me take a look. I don't remember. Godot Engine. Get parent node. But not. I don't want to use get parent. I want to use the new way of doing it. Not this. Not this. Not this. Nope. Nope. This is not right. Maybe it's like this. I don't remember, to be honest. Plus? Is that right? No, it can't be right. Yeah, no, it's not right. Unready, Ash probably that too. Is that right? Okay, let's it seems to be right because it's auto-completing to the correct variable which I want to use. Let me try it out. Get linear. Oh, whoops. I don't need this anymore. That's good. Try again. There we go. Yay. Okay, it seems to be pretty much constant. Well, there is a slight acceleration, but it's so incredibly small that it's pretty much non-existent. If I jump now, I should see that too. Let me change that to velocity. This is just for debugging anyway. You can easily remove this. Let's see. So the player acceleration, we had that in a character. I'm gonna rewrite this once I get this work the way I want it to. I don't want to do it this way anymore. The idea of a character script which a player inherits is that you may have more than one player, and But you don't right now. So right now it's overkill. You don't know what you need just yet. Until you need another player. In which case then you would put to the effort to make that shared code. That's another lesson for you. And me. Let me remove this one. I want to fix this one. Jump time. Why is that up there? Because we need it in memory between every time it runs. Okay. And can jump, because we need that also outside memory in a shared. It's shared variable data on the player. So we can jump, top jump time, and jump time. Grounded, also shared throughout functions, because it's accessed there, but it's set here. Okay, not much I can do there. Let's see, what else? Acceleration, here you go. What if I reduce this to 200? What happens? It's pretty much instant. I don't think this does anything. Let's set it to 1. Oh, interesting. It does do something. Okay, how about 10? Second change. 5 doesn't do anything. I suspect this becomes an integer. I suspect. What if I do 10.0? No, nothing. Okay, how about 50? Okay, now it moves a little bit. Okay, let's reduce it to 25. Missed. How about now? Okay, now we can see there is acceleration. However, it seems to be have a exponential growth when you change that acceleration. And the acceleration is so low now I cannot get up anymore. Okay, so that doesn't work. So I probably want to redo the entire player script and carriage script the way we did now. Before it's not really, it's not great. Let's see. But acceleration, what is acceleration? It shouldn't affect when you hit something. I mean, of course, it should stop you if there is a wall, but I don't know. This is a pickle for sure. On ground check body enter. This is fine. We don't need to change this. We don't need to change that. Directional force is fine. It's the way we use it that we need to change. This is fine. I don't need to change anything in the player, I think. Yeah, the player is safe. Let's go to the character. Okay, acceleration. This is key. This is something that we... This comment lies, by the way. Let's kill it. This is stupid. Let's kill it too. Let's see. Calculate movement velocity. We are using the linear velocity of the body, the current velocity it has right now. We apply a directional force plus acceleration. This should... Yeah, it's a plus equal thing here, right? Hold on. Okay, I'm getting the current velocity of the body. We add directional force, we add acceleration to it. But we don't have a speed here. There's no movement speed. I'm missing something here. Hold on. Let's do some search. Calculate player movement. Maybe I'll find something. It doesn't have to be Godot, it can be anything. Maybe? Unity 2D. There's something here we can use. Jumping. testing movement. Let's see. Move. Okay, you get the direction, you multiply the direction with the speed. Yeah, but we have acceleration, but we don't have speed. Why don't we have speed? Where's this top move speed? We don't have a current speed. Why don't we have a speed? I don't know what that value is going to be though. Let's just try 100 and see what happens. Yeah, we're missing speed. Why are we missing speed? Should I use plus speed? No, not plus speed. It has to increase gradually. But that's not going to be right. We may have to rewrite the entire calculation. Interesting. Okay. How about 1000? What happens then? Apparently nothing. Okay, how about over 9,000? How about that? Oh yeah. The speed doesn't work because because we have a maximum movement speed, and that's pretty much our speed, isn't it? That's why our top move speed is our speed. Because we accelerate up to that speed, thus it's our speed. This is definitely something we should rewrite. I'm not entirely sure how I would do that though. Let's see. Calculate player speed with acceleration. I'm sure I can find some resources out there. That's not what I want. I need to drink more. Okay, so this is similar to what we did. Acceleration, we have our current speed, which is our body. I don't know what the time it took is, but we have a maximum speed. Yeah. When I press a button, you log the time. Okay, this is a question, isn't it? Okay, how about the answers? All I can do is provide some basic understanding. I think you can have the speed and acceleration if a player depends on time when someone presses a move button. But do I want to use time for this? I mean, time is a part of it, yeah, but... I could do acceleration multiplied by time. Oh yeah, hold on. I haven't done this before, haven't I? It's been a long time though, but this should be some basic stuff, shouldn't it? Okay, let's hide this one. Let me copy this just in case. Let's hide this. Forget this. Forget. Okay. So we want to accelerate. Okay, I want to set my force. This is the speed. We're setting. We're hard coding it. Speed, or rather velocity, equals this. We're not increasing it, we're setting it, which means I need to get the current speed. Okay, let's get the current speed. Body state, get... I see what's going on here. Right now, our engine, our code has no idea what body state is. If I'm trying to get auto-completion, it has no clue what the hell this is. Let's add some auto-completion to this, shall we? By adding some static code. So hopefully now it's gonna know what this is. So I can just do this. Same with this one. Get linear. There we go. Right? No. Really? Get. Really? Apparently get is not a part of the auto-completion, even though it does exist. Okay, get the linear velocity. Okay, let's plus. We need to plus something because we need a current velocity. We need to add some acceleration variable on it. Okay, how about acceleration? Multiply by speed, which we just created. What will happen? Ah, yes, my bad. We cannot plus this, right. How do I do this? Can I just do... How the hell do I do this? I need to add this to a vector 2. I guess I can just add acceleration. But this is horizontal velocity, right? So it should just be x. What if I get x instead? No. Let's just add vector 2. Let's add a vector 2 here and see what we get. X, Y. I'm not going to add anything to Y. I'm just going to add horizontal. So you keep moving. Okay, how about now? What's going to happen if I run this? Ah, shit. I only have 15 more minutes today. Oh boy, I am cruising. I'm not pressing any buttons, but I'm cruising along. I cannot move. Because I'm not applying a directional force anymore, am I? Am I? Where am I pressing directional force? Why am I setting to 0? Hold on, something is weird. Yeah, directional force, right? But why am I setting to 0? Wouldn't it always be 0 here? Huh? Really? What the heck? Yeah, like this. These are part of each other. Very strange. Okay, how about this? If I run this, what's gonna happen? Okay, now it works. Now this is strange. Because, yeah, when I press buttons, we change this. I understand that. Yeah. But when you run this code, we set to 0, we apply the force. Oh, there you go. Because we apply the force. We apply the force, which is this part, which handles this. So after we set it to 0, we then check for input. So apply force should probably be changed to something else. I don't know what to name it to, but something. Find a better name. At least the development knows you shouldn't commit this. Let's see. When you're not moving, we are not changing direction. Okay, let's remove that as well. These are just initializers. For every time you run this function, you're resetting something. You're creating a force. You're resetting this one. Let me move that one up. How did I move up with him? Ah, there you go. So where is the force used? The force is used down there. Let's put it down there where it belongs. So now we are resetting the movement. We are applying the force on the body. Apply force, input, directional force. So this is not just applying force, this is applying directional force. We are not interacting with any other variables, it seems. Right? Yeah, we're only interacting with this one. We're manipulating this. But here's the thing, why am I... Why? What if I didn't do that? What if I just fix this? Let me comment that out. Let me put this in right here. What if I... Or better yet, what if I did this? What if I did this? I wouldn't even need this, but for now let's just keep it there. What if I set the directional force from apply force function, and instead this would return something? Okay, how about this? This could be default. Let's try this out. I'm curious to see how this would work in Godot. So this one would then return something, right? Somewhere, I don't know where. But from where? It should be at the end, right? So let's add this one here. So if we are not setting direction of force, it's 0 right here. But maybe we can even move that here. Maybe this shouldn't be a part of the parent at all. Maybe this shouldn't be here. You know? What if this is just a part of the user? And we can just set a default, I guess. Directional. Why do I have this? This is no longer needed. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Okay, that's why, isn't it? Yeah, no, I would need this in here then, also as well. Is this gonna work if I do this? Direction of force is not direction left, it's vector 2 left. I can just replace this with vector now. At the time when we wrote this code, this didn't exist. There was no vector 2 up and down or whatever. Oh, that's why. I need it up here. But I also need to reset it here. What if I do that here then? And then, yeah, that makes more sense, right? In which case, I wouldn't need it here. I would make a variable here. Shit. And then I would send that in here somewhere. There's a lot of refactoring to be done here, for sure. This is pre-refactoring, for sure. Let's see, let's make this work properly. Direction first, vector force. Oh no, what am I doing? Then I can keep it inside here only. And then I have a default if nothing is pressed. That's good, keep it all in one place. And then at the end of this, I'd return it out. Yeah, no, this is one of the reasons it's a horrible idea to try to extract classes when you don't need it. All of this should be in one class. It shouldn't be. Let's fix that. Because you don't know what the hell you need before you need it. And trying to assume you know the future, it's gonna kind of create complexity you wouldn't otherwise have until you need it. So this we'll need. All this is gonna move somewhere. It's gonna be a bit messy until I fix this, for sure. Oh my god. Direction of force I'll define it in scope. I don't need it in scope, hopefully. Let's see, how jumping, run check, I don't need that. Apply force. We do need that. That should be the first one after this function. And then you calculate velocity, which is right there. And input, which is done in here, okay. Oh my god, thank you for following Blueberry. Let's see, so if I now refactor the hell out of this horrible class now, we should be able to understand what's going on. First make it work, then fix. Let's see. Why is it telling me it's still another other this one? Yeah, no, I don't want this here. Let's remove that. Calculate moving velocity, we're taking direction of force here, but are we? Why are we doing that? Hold on. Calculate moving velocity. Okay, that's something we get from the force. Yeah. I would like to change this a little bit. I would like to use composition. The idea behind inheritance is good, but if you replace that with composition, you would avoid this these issues with, you know, inheriting stuff, because then you would run it in code, well, on the object you would use. You know, you wouldn't have to guess like, what is this? Where's this variable from? Oh, it's in the superclass somewhere. Oh. Instead, you have a function or an object called force applier or something. I don't know, force applier. Apply something. It will tell you what it does. It wouldn't hide things. It wouldn't just be a variable in the air. Let's see. Okay, this is the entrance to this entire logic. We then apply force. We send into state so we can figure out what's going on. Let's change that to a body state. Let's also make sure to include it here. We then handle input, and for some reason we are returning this. And the idea was good before when we had inheritance, but now it's redundant. We don't need this as part of a function scope. Let's take it out there to make it easier for us to work with this. Let's also make sure to update the variables. Let's see. What is this? Body D state? That's not right. And we don't need this anymore. Let's move that. Cab velocity, we don't need that. Okay. We don't need to get the force here. Do we need the force here at all? Cab move velocity. No, we do need this. Yeah, we need this. This is the force. So why am I doing this? Let's just move that there, like so. How about renaming this to movement velocity? That sounds like a good name, right? Force is just generic. It's like calling a class, you know? Not very helpful. Let's see. What's happening if I run this now? Is it gonna break or? Well, it breaks. It kind of floats, it kind of leaves. Let's see, because directional does not seem to be applied correctly here. It's because we're not reasoning it, is it? Yeah, we're not reasoning it. There we go. How about now? There we go, now it works. Now jump is completely, utterly broken. It doesn't do anything. It does nothing. I can barely go off the hill here. I'm gonna change this a lot, because I don't want to have any... In most games, you don't suddenly want to go slower when you go up a little bit. That's a programming issue, not a game design issue, I guess. Well, I guess it's both. Because 50, when we are going upwards, is 150. When I go down, it goes a little faster than 183. So that means when you're going downhill, you're going a little faster. I mean, in a way it's realistic, because it gets more tiring to go up and down, but that's not what we want. We want a gamey feel. And the best way to do that is to use kinematic body instead of rigid body. But since we're working on rigid body, let's see how we can make it our puppet, so that we can command it to do what we want it to do. What do we want it to do? Move, same speed, diagonally up, as well as downhill. Uphill? Is that one word or two words? What else do we want to do? We want to accelerate on off switch, so we can change it. So we have that as part of the code. So when we demonstrate this, we will show you how to do it with acceleration and without acceleration. Personally, I'm a fan of games that are responsive and doesn't have a sluggish acceleration. Why we don't want that? Like, why we don't want a game to be realistic? That should be fun. It shouldn't be realistic. Whatever. Let's see here. Well, the good news is the current code is kind of functioning except the jumping. So why is the jumping not working? I have no idea. Okay, let's see. Handle jumping, grounded. If you're grounded, you can't jump is true. So handle jumping isn't really handling jumping, is it? Because we're jumping right here. Handle jumping is a check grounded check, or yeah, we'll do change function name, something checking groundy. So what's going on here though? Okay, I am grounded, but I cannot jump. Direction of force, vector up. Wait, because we are doing it, we're returning this. And that's not right. Yeah, what am I doing here? This is not here anymore. This should not return. This should not return anything. It's not returning anything, so that makes sense. We're just setting directional force based on input. Setting directional force based on. I'm writing this for my own sake, not to commit this. So I can find a better way to do this later. Handle jumping. Good. Handle jumping. We're returning something, are we? No. Yeah, handle jump is the bad name. Check grounded, I guess. It's better than handle jumping at least. But shouldn't you check grounded before jump input though? I don't know. So let's see what happens. You know, nothing. Why is that? Jump time. Wait a moment, that's why. Because I'm not separating jump velocity and horizontal velocity, aren't I? Yeah, we're just setting vector up. But I'm not doing anything here, am I? Yeah, you're multiplying direction of force with 0, so it'll never go up. So this should be, this right here should be the speed of jump. Now the question is, do I want it to be a constant? Jump speed. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Oh, it works. No, that's not too bad. It's kind of bouncy. I like it. Boing. But now it jumps at least. We have our grounded and air logs. So let's remove that. Let's see here. But I have to go now. The time is 9 PM right now, and I have business to do. If you catch my drift. Thank you for joining today. I appreciate every one of you, and I hope to keep doing this from time to time. The reason I haven't, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, is because I'm just tired. Like, it's not that I don't want to do this. I love doing this, and I love feeling productive by doing streams while doing some work, whether it be Java, Godot, Spring Boot, server, DevOps, whatever. I'm gonna do all of that crap at random times, or from no reason, because I like to change things around, because I have a lot I would like to get done, and streaming it and talking about it out loud like I would a duck or turtle or something helps. So until next time, have a good day and thank you for joining. Bye bye.